Let us make believe that the year is 1970. You enjoy drinking a nice glass of Coca-Cola with dinner every night after a hard day's work at the office. You received a big $500 bonus from work that holiday season and decided to put it all into your beloved soda company. Much to your oblivion, that one financial decision would eventually turn you into a millionaire. That is why today, here on Usable Wisdom, I will personally be sharing with you the snowball effect and how Coca-Cola stock made many millionaires. So if you also want to start acquiring the wealth of your dreams, then make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more content like this. Besides, you can unsubscribe at any moment. But otherwise, you'll always be the first to know about new money-making tips as we share them. As a result, the situation is win-win. I'm going to go through why Coca-Cola stock offers such a tremendous return in the next sections, as well as provide examples of Coca-Cola millionaires in the real world and a projection of future returns. This is being shared in order to emphasize the effectiveness of dividend investing over the long term. A strong compounding impact is produced when dividends are reinvested over a lengthy time horizon. Companies like Coca-Cola that have enduring competitive advantages use this strategy the best. The Coca-Cola Company, which was founded in 1892, became one of history's most prominent brands. By 1919, Coca-Cola was a publicly traded business that was denoted by the ticker KO and traded on the New York Stock Exchange. If you had bought just one share of the company's stock at its initial public offering or IPO for $40 and reinvested all of the dividends, it would today be worth more than $10 million. However, you didn't need to make your investment so early to get a sizable return. Let's revisit the 1970 scenario I provided, where you invested your entire $500 bonus in Coca-Cola. With an annual return of 16.68% by 2020, that investment would be worth almost $1.3 million. The assumption that dividends are being reinvested is used to determine the total return, with the lion's share of this return attributable to the dividend reinvestment principle. The justification for this is that by expanding your stock holding through dividend payments, you'll be able to purchase more shares of the company's stock in the future. As a result, your payouts will increase even further, starting a compounding snowball effect. Besides this, the dividend payment will rise over time on its own as long as the business keeps increasing its profits. The Coca-Cola Company, for instance, has seen 58 years of continuous dividend increases. Hence, the hypothetical investment from 1970 may have made the investor a billionaire. Nevertheless, there are innumerable instances of genuine people whose lives were altered by Coca-Cola stock. The Florida town of Quincy is probably the best illustration of this. During the Great Depression, Mark Welch Monroe, a local banker, is the protagonist of the novel. He made the astute observation that no matter how poor or needy a person was, they would always spend their last and only penny left on a glass of Coca-Cola. He acted quickly to purchase shares in response to this fact. He did encourage customers to borrow more funds to invest in stocks whenever they applied for a loan at his bank. He eventually persuaded many local farmers, grocery store owners, and teachers to make investments in the Coca-Cola Company. The most essential thing was that he advised them to hold despite any short-term market swings. The outcomes were astounding. Quincy subsequently emerged as the richest town in terms of per capita wealth in the entire country. A minimum of 67 of the town's initial 4,000 inhabitants are thought to have earned large fortunes, making them Coca-Cola millionaires. They built wealth that lasted generations and altered the direction of their life and that of their families. This prosperity's knock-on effect benefited the community as well. Quincy survived the Great Depression and every recession thereafter because of the dividends from the Coca-Cola shares, which kept the local economy afloat in difficult times. For comparison, a single Coca-Cola share from the Monroe era that had dividends reinvested is worth over $10 million and generates almost $270,000 in dividends annually. Several of these buyers have purchased many more shares than just one. 100 shares would be worth more than $1 billion when dividends are reinvested. It's simply amazing. Possibly the most well-known investor in Coca-Cola is Warren Buffett. He arrived at the party much later than the town of Quincy, but that didn't stop him from seeing amazing results. He began working there in 1988 after investing $1 billion in 6.2% of the business. He has continued to add to it throughout the years, yet despite being one of the greatest investors ever, he does not reinvest dividends. He can grow his money considerably faster by selecting his own stocks. Before we continue, please feel free to comment below indicating the country you're from so that we can generate content that is more relevant to your region. So how about we get going? Throughout 2020, Buffett had 9.3% of the corporation, which is equivalent to approximately $22 billion. With an initial cost base of $3.24 per share, the investment will provide more than $656 million in dividend income this year. Buffett currently boasts a 50.5% dividend return on cost. This indicates that he is consistently increasing his initial investment through dividends every 2 years. A Coca-Cola company share will never be sold, according to Warren Buffett. These investment examples show the value of making long-term investments in businesses with significant competitive advantages. However, what sort of return though can you anticipate from Coca-Cola today? Let's devise an approach to estimate future performance to find out. Let's project it forward over the next 35 years, using the historical data for the stock in this model. Therefore, let's project these rates forward using the compound annual growth rate of the dividend based on the previous 5 years, which is 5.7%, and the stock price based on the prior 10 years, which is conservatively about 5%. This concept is predicated on the notion that the business will expand at a similar rate as in the recent past. The current stock price and dividend payment must also be entered. Let's now examine the performance of a $1,000 investment over a 35-year period. After all is said and done, we have a total worth of $16,835.42 while reinvesting dividends, and $5,662 when we don't. This huge discrepancy of $11,172 is quite significant. It must be emphasized that although if the total value is somewhat lower, you would still receive the whole $3,012 in dividend payouts. Therefore, your overall value is $8,674 when you don't reinvest the income, which is still considerably less than the nearly $17,000 your value would be if you did. This exemplifies the effective snowball effect of dividend reinvestment as I previously described. You would get an annual dividend equal to 54.64% of your initial investment after 35 years of reinvestment. Therefore, increasing your investment will increase your overall return while maintaining the same percentage return. Let's imagine you wish to implement a more thorough plan and spend $100 each month on Coca-Cola through dollar cost averaging. With reinvestment, you would have a total value of $237,000 after 35 years and an annual dividend of $7,696. All of this is based on a total investment of $41,800. Nevertheless, the percentage return will remain constant even if you increase the money amount. If you put $500 each month, the total would be $1.18 million. And you can join the ranks of the Coca-Cola Millionaires. It's crucial to note that since this is a projection based on past performance, it will undoubtedly vary greatly in practice. Although Coca-Cola is unlikely to offer the same returns as in the past, it can nevertheless give you a steady stream of increasing cash flow. Additionally, if the video game Fallout is any indicator, bottle caps might replace coins as the currency of the post-apocalyptic world. Thank you for watching. I hope you gained some usable wisdom from this video. If you did, go ahead and hit the notification button and then subscribe to this channel. That way you'll be updated anytime we upload life-changing videos like this. Until next time, see ya!